All right, hey guys, welcome back. We've got another Antichess World Championship match for you guys today. We've got SirKex playing SupWitches, and with me I've got Real MP.
Hello guys, it's good to be back. I'm very excited for this match between the top two players of Pool B. So it's going to be very interesting because SupWitches can clinch qualification to the semifinal. I think he only needs a draw against Kex. And Kex has actually had a perfect streak. He won every single candidate's game last year. He won every single one so far. So maybe he can go perfect two years in a row, and that would be an amazing performance, probably unprecedented.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Tugger, there's nothing that he can do. If he wins his match, he'll end up finishing third. So Kex and SupWitches are going to be the ones that are advancing. This is just going to determine who's in first place, which does make a difference because so Pepsi is going to be advancing from the other pool, but the second person still needs to be determined. So Change Opening has a match with Pepsi. So if he wins that match, he will advance. If he loses or draws, then Devanch will advance. So there's still one more game this afternoon with implications for who's going to move on. It looks like maybe the match is starting. They're pulling up.
Yeah, and we see C4 straight away.
So Kex comes with C4, which is what he's known for. But um, in these matches, he's been playing a lot of E3.
Yeah, he has, and well, E3 is kind of like the trademark opening of high-level players, but if he's playing C4 for this game, but I mean, he can kind of play whatever he wants. He's going through whatever happens, but it's always better to go through and finish the first place of the group.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. And I think, too, since he's won all of the other matches, it would be kind of a neat thing to finish with only wins.
Yeah, and 2 years in a row to say the to emphasize, like, that's crazy. I mean, just going 10 out of 10 at this level is just amazing. Like, oh, Bishop G7 there.
And I'm certain Kex knows, yeah, I'd say he's moving real fast with where he wants to be.
Yeah, I think he knows what he's doing. He prepped for this, and just the clock. He's already 1 minute up on the clock after move 9, so that's amazing. He's got a great time advantage, and he's got an interesting position there.
I think Kex has a little bit of a material advantage here in this position in
Yeah,
quite
he's
a
got
bit
the
of time.
queen. Yeah, he's got the queen, an extra knight as well. And here's e5 coming.
I don't know if Kex pushing his e pawn and opening up his bishop, like SupWitches can grab it with his bishop, but then that doesn't. There's no follow on after that. Although
Yeah.
um, he's got the d pawn now that he's threatening that he could push up. So maybe
Yeah,
SupWitches can set up a capture chain if that bishop's gone.
yeah, maybe there's that, but this bishop is not very good for black, so maybe trading bishops is not the best idea for white. So I mean, e3 or e4 is playable, but it's maybe not the best idea to enable black to get rid of its bishop.
All right, so Kex brings out his queen, threatening that c6 pawn, which would open up the diagonal for the the bishop. I don't know if SupWitches can just play d6. Then we
Can he just
trade. Nope,
play
that won't work.
bishop a6?
No, I was gonna say just pawn to d6, but that's not gonna work. So potentially bishop to a6 so that he can get rid of it.
I think it's the best move there. Because the queen has no other option than to take on c6. And after bishop takes e2, the queen can take either on d7, which is covered by the king, or on g6, which is covered by the f7 pawn. So I think that's safe.
All right, well,
So actually,
he needs to make his decision because now he's down to 15 seconds.
yeah, that's what I was about to say, that it's done on time.
Okay, so en passant, that forces the capture. I love it.
Yeah, it's a nice move.
It's a very good move. So it's a little different than the d6. Yeah, it seems like white is still safe here, though.
Yeah, I think white's okay. And the queen still has many options.
And Kex has a minute to calculate. Yeah, I was gonna say taking back with the bishop doesn't make sense.
Yeah, there's not that much to calculate because the bishop can go to thousands of places.
Yeah, that should be
Yeah,
made.
now it's also for white.
Needs to uncover that pawn. Yeah. All right. So first match goes to Kex.
And pretty good pride by Kex there.
All right. So b6 from Kex. I've seen this kind of set up. A lot of people playing this lately. This seems to be the new fad is black.
Yeah, well, when you go against bishop b5 in the layer debts, the main move is either e6 or sometimes people play c6, which I play sometimes. But I think e6 in the long run is probably the best move.
All right, so SupWitches develops his knight and kind of ignores all of these bishops on the diagonal. E3 B6 is Leardet. I know Pepsi doesn't like those names.
Okay, and now white's pawn on a5 is covered by both the rook and the pawn.
Yep.
And here black c pawn is pressuring this knight on d2, pressing c4.
Kicks it back, which opens up his queen. So trade a knight for a queen. We're fairly even position here. Kex is kind of pushed up on the queen side. So I assume we'll see his knight develop at some point here.
Yeah, I think, knight c7 is probably going to come at some point. And then this pawn on the a file is probably going to go all the way to promotion.
Okay, that happened real fast, and I'm pretty sure that's mate for for white. And I didn't see it, to be honest. I was looking at what
Yeah,
was
I didn't
happening
see
with the
it
knight on
either.
G3.
Yeah, and just move the knight. Nice, nice by SupWitches there. Yeah, didn't see the capture chain. He saw it instantly, but he's good at calculating this guy. And C4 again. And this time we see E6. And A4 again. Okay.
I don't think black has to do something with that B pawn. I don't think he can't just let that happen. So
Okay, yeah. And he goes for B5.
I feel like Kex might just take that bishop back, maybe, but
Yeah, I think he has to take the bishop.
yeah.
Because if he takes on D7, bishop takes, and then every single square is covered, so the bishop is going to be stuck.
So this way, grabbing the C pawn seems like not a good idea because then the queen comes back and is attacking two difference, and doesn't matter because it didn't happen.
And now it's white turn to move the B pawn to prevent pressure on the bishop.
So kind of starting to set up a capture chain too, again, which SupWitches did that last game, came out ahead.
Yeah, no, I think in order to complete the capture chain, black has to somehow move their king so that it doesn't cover the bishop. Not the bishop, the
The
knight.
knight, right? So it's a good 2 to 3 moves away, but Kex hasn't developed anything at all on the king side.
And Ugly Sweet in the comment section say that this is actually a loss for white.
I mean, it kind of looks like black's definitely in a better position at the moment.
Yeah, and actually I don't really see how the capture chain can be stopped. Because, like, for example, after king d8, and he just plays it as that. Okay.
So Kex brings his rook over to attack, but I really, SupWitches can probably just play rook to a6 and recapture with his king, and then that capture chain is then all ready to go.
Oh yeah, rook a6, nice move. I didn't see that.
So again, this capture chain is set up.
Yeah, now he can just sacrifice the king and move the rook over to a6. Or, yeah.
Now he's got the bishop. He should be able to manage this.
He's got to be careful. There's the c pawn there. It's not.
Well, the light squared bishop is covering that space. It feels like h5 is kind of the way to go. Yeah.
Nice,
All
and
right.
SupWitches takes the lead. Interesting. And we see e3, b6 again. Okay, and Kex goes for the P7 system against Queen G4. And here, this rook b8 is actually played to prevent this move d4, and now black can play. Black can play before, but white sorry, can play before, but it's not that dangerous because black can recapture with the rook. So
Yeah. Is b3 the only response? Because then even if these pieces come out, I think that then white is still safe.
yeah,
And I think you don't want to play b4 because then the rook
okay, if you play
can
before, rook
capture.
recaptures,
Yeah.
and then people usually play bishop b2, and then knight c3, but that's not that good for white. So if you play b4, you don't like lose straight away, but it's not a good move.
All right. Goes with the b3 and we trade. So then do we see the queen coming out?
Well, queen a5 is dangerous because it will target both the king
Right.
and the a2.
Yeah. So threatening to take the king, and then the a2 pawn grabs the rook. So
So I don't know, white can maybe play like a4 to defend themselves against that. And then with the queen gone away, you have this e4. Oh wait, no, never mind. I think white's only move is a4, right?
I don't know which is the best move. I mean, a4 prevents the rook from coming out, but then Kex can just take the king and start just destroying that position.
Yes.
And with b4, I don't know. Do you just take a2?
Okay.
He doesn't. So I
But you
mean
still
that.
have the same problem.
Yeah, Kex is threatening to grab all these
Oh,
pieces.
nice, nice, nice.
So SupWitches is now safe. And feeling better in this position, I think, but he's down on time. So Kex developing his knight, bringing it out.
Let's see, g4. Alright, then Kex playing this move, threatening knight to b3, but yeah, SupWitches just counters this threat. Yeah, now white wants to trap the knight. Interesting.
Which I don't know if Kex can. He can't really retreat the knight. Oh yeah, I guess he could. But he doesn't want
Yeah,
to.
he could.
He doesn't want to dump the knight though, because then that a pawn gets pushed towards grabbing the bishop. I mean, SupWitches still has the rook on the a file, so maybe some shuffling needs to be done first. But
Mm-hmm.
feel like knight back to c6 feels natural.
Yeah, and that's what he does there.
And then I don't know, like if we see the a pawn then push to a5 for Kex if he can to stop that threat. SupWitches down to his 10 seconds here. So moves his king back. That feels like a waiting move. That also feels like a waiting move. Kind of like uncovering some pieces. SupWitches maybe develop his knight now. Play e2. I don't know if that... This exchange...
I mean, it's probably the right idea, right? Just keeping it simple when you're in time trouble. Just make some safe moves,
I mean,
developing.
the d4 square's got a bunch of pieces coming at it at the moment. And then you've got kind of opening up bishops and such. But Kex might want to get rid of one of these bishops. Yeah, SupWitch just really under time pressure. Forcing to do that. Kex can dump his bishop right now if he wants, or the square is double covered so he can just hold on to it. Wait, what?
Wow. I think he misjudged the position there.
I mean, this... So is that the A pawn is the thing? Is that getting killed or? I mean, Kex can't get out of the way or deliver anything to it, so it's...
Wow, crazy game.
That happened really fast again where I didn't see... Kex's pawns keep going too far forward and getting forced to promote. I mean, they went through that opening pretty quick.
Yeah, I was just looking back at last game on a separate tab, and actually I missed just the position. Just SupWitches found the mate in under 10 seconds. That's crazy. Yeah, and here we're already at the end game pretty quickly. They're just playing so fast.
I mean, Kex has the better material here, so I feel like he should come out ahead. He just needs to do it carefully. It's 3-1 currently for SupWitches.
And if SupWitches win, does he get the first place of Pool B? Because I don't really know how tiebreaks are gonna work.
Yeah, so if SupWitches wins, he takes first place because then him and Kex will be tied for score, and then he has the head-to-head win. So, so this does matter as far as who finishes first or second, but they're both gonna go on.
Okay, but is the first tiebreaker a head-to-head score, or is it the total scores that you have in the whole candidates?
I think it's head-to-head score is the first tiebreaker.
Okay, because I was wondering what would happen since that we had this Kex and Tugger game canceled with Kex having the win. Would he get 10 tiebreak points?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. So if it goes to head-to-head first, or at least that's what's on. Tullius has a blog on the tournament, which is amazing. If anybody hasn't read that, they need to go look at it. It's very detailed and has all kinds of information, how each round went and the scores and whatnot. It's very good. Yeah, he kind of lays out the scenarios here, which is really just this game's for who gets first and who gets second, and then Flo has a chance to make it if he can win his game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Kex didn't get his H-pawn killed.
Yeah, that looks weird. That's a weird position there.
So he does
And
get
rook.
rid of all of it. Okay, I don't know if he was gonna like keep his king and kind of slide it over to the G file and stay
And now
away.
it's the move for black.
It
Like,
looks like
yeah.
So this
I
covers
was
the rook promotion, but the pawns are so spread out that Keck should just be able to just run up here and take this F pawn and then hit either of the sides.
I think I just king f4 and yeah, game
okay.
over.
All right, halfway through, SupWitches up 3-2. So more E3 B6 from Kex, but we've seen SupWitches respond to it differently each time.
Yeah, he's mixing up, and I think
Yeah.
that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, some good variety, and then
And yeah, queen takes c5 is pretty uncommon. Only Flo plays that, followed by a4, but this sequence is b4, so not sure if that's prep or just or if it's just like improvising this.
I'm not sure if that was intentional. So we're threatening that a6 square. I think Kex has to dump the bishop, right? Because otherwise we have d3, e4, and his bishop's getting clean. So he can grab the knight on the other side. All right. e7's triple covered. He can come down and grab the knight if he wants.
I don't see any intermediate there.
And even with the intermediate, but then that's going to give Kex the rook on the A file be open.
Yeah.
So I like this position for Kex.
Nicely done there. And here the black bishop is threatening to go on h4, doubling the pawns of white.
We've got a question in the chat too, what the format of the event is. Multiple days, pools, or brackets. Right now we're in the like the pool stage, if you will. There's two pools, A and B, which both have 6 players in them.
Yes, they do. So pretty much all the participants go through a first round, which we call like the qualification round, and the top 10 of this round plus the 2 finalists from last year go to what we call the candidates round, which is the round we're at right now. And the 12 players are divided into 2 pools of 6, and the top 2 of each pool makes it to the semifinal, and then the winner of each match plays in the final. Hopefully that was clear. If not, I would suggest.
Yeah, and I don't know how long ago did this start. Like this event is months long. Like the first round is a handful of weeks, and there's 1 week or 1 match per week, and then once you make this, it's 1 per week. So it's been going on for quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I was part of the candidates last year, so I had to play all the matches except the finals and the semifinal. And yeah, it's pretty exhausting to go through all of this as a player.
Yeah.
And here we are in a rook race. So White's gonna have to take the knight.
Yeah, he doesn't have a choice. I don't know what. Not that.
I think this is great for white, right? Because takes g8, and then... Oh wait, no, no, no. I didn't consider every scenario.
So he's asking if there's a page somewhere with the results. The answer is probably. I know that Tullius has a blog that has um, the standings and, like I said, like a play-by-play of how the entire event has gone so far. Um,
Yeah, you can find that on Tullius. I know Remacat has a website where he goes through the matches, but I don't think like the page is very complete for this year. So yeah, I think um, the best resource is probably Tullius's blog, which is great not only for results but for
Dude,
oh my god,
he messed that up.
oh my god, this is crazy. And now Kex is back in the game.
Yeah, so it's 3-3, and we were chatting, so I wasn't looking at it super closely. All right, so Kex with c4, and he's got this fun pawn structure set up.
Yeah, this d3 is a trademark Kex.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also what I love about the way SupWitches is playing is that he plays a different variation of the opening every single time. So it's kind of cool that we get some diversity because every time Kex goes for c4, he's got a different answer, and every time Kex goes for e3, b6 as black, he's got a different answer. So
Yes.
I love the fact that this series is not repetitive.
Yeah, SupWitch is definitely keeping it creative for us.
Yeah, and that's what makes the series very entertaining. I like White's position there, with the queen pretty powerful.
All right, so SupWitch is using some of his clock to decide what he wants to do here. Right now, the queen's threatening the c pawn and the a pawn, and then the knight technically can capture on b5 as well. And if SupWitches doesn't do anything about might be okay with the rook opening. I don't know if
I don't
that gets any
think
further.
so.
Yeah, I
Oh
think
wait,
it's
maybe. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
because the
So
bishop's covering the king.
yeah, absolutely. I missed that up. Yes. But now maybe we can go for knight d5 and double the pawns of black's pawns, and yeah, that's what he goes for.
Has to capture back. So pushes the f pawn to kick the knight, which SupWitches is fine with doing. So now the rook, something has to happen with the rook. Kex is going to have to ditch it. So the question is, and I don't know, that king is in a weird spot. I feel like he develops his knight, one or the other.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's better to develop the knight to f3, in my opinion, because it allows it leaves the e2 square for the bishop as well.
But right now, like, black could push b5 with its pawn and kind of set up a long pin, and really, like, I think also you just push to b2 and threaten to promote to something to kick the king off of that square.
Yeah, I mean, I think black just has so many options,
I'm still surprised
and
with that hey, he hasn't pushed b2. I feel like he should have pushed b2 first, because then that's going to stop. The bishop can't move anywhere. Wow, can't move off the first rank, because then the rook can be grabbed. So he's trying to give himself some more space.
And now he goes for b2.
Right, and like he can promote to just about anything. So the rook is moved up to get off of that file, but this poor bishop is still stuck, and the king's gonna be stuck. Yeah, White's
It's
just in
good.
a lot of trouble.
Are we going to see b5 at some point?
I mean, I was thinking so. It felt like b5 should happen, but can he just promote to? Yeah,
Like b5 and team promotion, something like that?
that's what. Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking, but still threatening to get this king to move.
I love I love knight b6. It's a beautiful way to do it.
Right. So Kex attacks some, just brings out some other piece to won't accomplish anything.
Yeah, I think it's just game over, but
Yeah. SupWitches has 30 seconds to solve it. He just needs to be careful. Yeah. So grab the king first. What happened there?
what did you?
What am I missing?
I'm missing something as well.
Oh my
What?
gosh! Again.
What? Two in a row.
Shoot.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
So Kex up 4-3. Kex is asking what's going on. Like if this is some type of sandbagging maneuver to get a different opponent. Like maybe SupWitches doesn't want to play Pepsi. Maybe he wants to play Flo first. Yeah, everybody is confused by this. That was quite a blunder. Like he promoted to a rook as if the knight had a capture or the king had another capture. Like the order was off, but
Yeah, now Kex is up 4-3, whereas he should be down 5-2. Hats up, which is just finished the job.
all right, so in chat, somebody's asking who's favored to win the championship this year. I think, I mean, I don't know if there's a favorite. Like Kex is playing pretty well, and he's super strong. Pepsi's ahead in the other brackets, and he's won the championship before. So I don't know if you can say one of them's a favorite over the other. And then if Flo wins today and he's in it, he won last year. So you've got like everybody that's left is really good. So I don't think anybody's I don't think there's a favorite. I think this is just it's going to be good anti-chess for us to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, it's probably. I mean, we said this in most of the games in round one, which is Turin. I think this is just like the strongest candidates ever, and some which is actually like really really good. Like, I mean, technically, if he hadn't blundered, he would be winning 5-2, and he's been playing amazing throughout this tournament. And I know among all the players I faced in the qualification round, he's probably by far the best I've played against. So if he makes it to the semifinal, like I would definitely not count him out.
It's kind of an interesting exchange of pieces there.
Yeah,
I think Kex is a little bit ahead in this spot. Um, probably, I guess it's White's move, but I feel like we see.
It looks quite cool. Let's see what. Yeah, maybe black slightly better as you said. Let's see how the players advance through this position.
So developing the knight.
Yeah, and he always has this very fun knight move, SupWitches.
Yeah, I like his style. Very aggressive. I mean, outside of these blunders, like I don't know. So he brought the knight out, and now he's retreated it all the way back. So now Kex can develop his knight. And I assume his other knight will be developed soon, too. I mean, White's knights, yeah, is just stuck down in this corner now. It doesn't have anywhere to move, so this H pawn can just keep getting pushed, which maybe he has to counter by pushing his H pawn, but then we just get development of Black's knight.
Hmm.
Yeah, so Black should win this game. As long as there aren't any blunders, which we've been seeing the blunders, but it's really been SupWitches that's been performing them.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean Kex can't return the favor.
Oh yeah, I mean, anyone can blunder, especially, I mean, people like spectating forget that the players have been playing for like 2 or 3 months already at very high level, including more than a month of candidates. So all the prep, all the things, very time consuming, energy consuming,
Yeah,
and I mean, players are prone to do blunders.
just yeah, exhausting.
Exhausting, yeah, that's the word.
So I feel like SupWitches should move his king to maybe allow his knight to go to G2, but he's really just running out of space. Yeah.
Yeah, and running out of time as well.
I feel like Black's C pawn is the one that he needs to figure out how he's getting that one killed. Because if he ends up pushing it up, the king can come over to unlock it. Yeah, so Kex is going to take his time and get his other pieces in the right spots in order to come up with the win. SupWitch is now down to 10 seconds to decide what he wants to do.
Yeah, like Rook A7, just maybe not the most, maybe not the move you think about, but it's just actually very accurate. Makes this quite efficient.
So is that like... And then we've got this. Are we seeing blunders again?
Yes, we are. Oh my god. That's
Right,
actually
this...
nice find
I
by
mean, yes, it
SupWitches.
was... He solved that mate pretty quick, too, but, like, Kex... There was no reason to be pushing that pawn, which is what I was talking about. So now we got C5 from SupWitches, which I can't... Kex was playing C4 a bunch earlier, so is this his first E3 game?
I think there was one E3 E6 game with Kex as white.
Okay, yep, you're right. So it's tied 4-4. If they draw, I think Kex ends up staying ahead then, so he still finishes in first. I'm really surprised about the amount of blunders. But at the same time, like you mentioned, the exhaustion from all the other matches, and then also go ahead and add up the fact that they're both moving through regardless. So it's just kind of like, hey, we can kind of just, there's less pressure. Like you probably want to finish first in the match, or do you? Because say Flo wins his match, do you want to be playing Flo? I'm not sure. Like who? Like you don't want to play Flo or Pepsi. Like what do you want to? Both are going to be tough matches.
Yeah, you have a choice between world champion and world champion. So.
Right? Which one do you want to face? So I said, is grabbing the knight, is that mate? It's moving quick enough that it feels like it.
Yeah, it feels like it's mate, but
Goes for the intermediate. Oh my gosh, I love it. Thank you, Kex.
when can't you make it simple when you can play like a more complicated move?
Well, the question, like, does he push d4, goes f2 instead? He just needs to make sure he gets this knight killed. Which he does. Nothing SupWitches can do in this situation.
Yeah.
All right, 5-4. So Kex is finishing first. I feel like this game should be played pretty quickly, would be my guess, since it doesn't, nothing matters with it.
Well, actually, if Kex wins and Tiger wins, how are the tiebreaks going to be? Because are are are, are the tournament organizers just going to give 0 to Tiger for his loss against Kex? Or I don't know.
Well, I think the first tiebreak's just the head-to-head, and SupWitches beat Tugger.
Okay. I need to reread the rules.
Right? Which I mean, I feel bad for Tugger a little bit, but it's like what happened, how he missed the match and kind of basically made it so he missed his chance for the next round.
Yeah, it's a shame, but
I mean, you don't know for sure what, maybe the result would have been the same, but like you never just want to forfeit.
yeah, of course. And oh, yeah, he was actually one of the favorites, so it's not like he didn't have any chance. Like this game was really decisive, and I actually had Kex and Tugger as my two favorites for this pool before round one.
Right? What so after this week is over and the final four is set, is there, do you know if there's like a week long break? And
I
then
think there will be.
okay, so should be a little bit like a 1 week break before they pick back up, and then the semifinal games are played, and then probably the following week the final and the third place game played.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure though.
And I'm going to be honest, I wasn't really paying attention to this game very closely. I was looking at chats and discussing again this event, or this particular game doesn't matter one way or the other.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Kex,
But
maybe Kex wants to have a win as opposed to a draw. He could want to be undefeated.
yes, Kex is still undefeated. That's
So
crazy.
this was being threatened. So we've got this or that, probably that. So now he can move his rook. Is there like an intermediate here?
Rook G1, you mean?
So knight c4, and then bring the bishop out to f4 and capture. I don't know what, because that will push it past one way or the other. But then the rook is covered. I don't know. Like maybe there's a handful of combinations to get out. So he still does go for the intermediate. That was nicely done.
And it's gonna grant him the draw.
So 5-5. Last game ends in a draw. Kex does not go undefeated in the candidates pools, but or I guess he is undefeated. He never lost.
He's undefeated, but he doesn't go perfect.
Yeah, he doesn't go perfect, but finishes first. So he needs to wait for this next game that's coming up to see who his opponent's going to be. It's going to be if Flo wins, it'll be Flo, and if Flo draws or loses, then it'll be Devanch. So next match is in a couple hours, I believe.
In 2 hours, yeah.
Yep, in 2 hours. So I'm planning on casting that, and if Polo's around, he's gonna also join me if possible. So we will see.
Yeah, I will try to be there, but I still have a lot of things to do, so I'll try to be as productive as I can in the meantime, and to be back at 19 UTC.
All right, sounds good. Hit me up with the message, and we'll go from there.